This is not the order that it usually happens. The son inducted first and the father second. But Rand would probably be the first one to tell you that it could quite easily have been flipped. Wayne Pecknold was a great player. 238 career points in a career with the Concord Eastern Olympics from 1967 and 74. But how he got there was a little different. He's a native of Victoria, British Columbia. He was a scholarship player at Michigan State. And it's happened frequently in that time. If you played any junior A hockey at all, you could be declared ineligible to play college hockey in the United States. And that's what happened to him. He was declared ineligible to play at Michigan State, and more often than not, when that happened, the players went right back to British Columbia or Ontario or wherever they came from and resumed their education in a Canadian university. And Wayne Pecknold did not, and we're all fortunate he didn't. He was an honor student at Michigan State, Bachelor of Science degree in 1963, Master's and PhD in engineering from MIT, and remained on the MIT faculty as a professor of civil engineering. But it's as a hockey player he's being honored tonight, and he was a great player for the Concord Eastern Olympics, one of their greatest players, and one of their captains. He was a captain over the entire period of his play. He finished his career playing for the Concord Budmen, and then went on to another career, and that is mentoring young players in the Manchester Youth Hockey Association. And the list of young players, including his son, that he mentored is endless. His award tonight, or this afternoon, will be accepted by his former teammate, Thompson Mechem. Thompson.
Hello, everybody. I really would like to thank the Pecknold family for giving me the honor of being able to speak a few words about my teammate, my mentor, and a dear friend, Wayne Pecknold. I'm going to talk about Wayne in a bit of a personal vein, but before I do, I'd also, in a personal vein, like to thank everybody associated with the Legends of Hockey, because when I looked at the list of inductees for this year, it was like my own hockey life passed before my very eyes. Not just with Wayne and Roger for the New England, for the Eastern Olympics, but my father, Dick Mechem, played hockey and graduated from St. Paul's School, and Howell Campbell was his coach on the Isthmians. And after he graduated from Harvard and got out of the Navy, he came back to St. Paul's as a teacher, and I was a faculty brat there, and he played for the Sacré Coeur. And it was the Sacré Coeur where I first started to hear all the hockey stories and the hijinks that we have all been hearing today. And Cooch was always talked about at our dinner table, the way he could handle the puck, and he was the epitome of the Sacré Coeur. And I thought to myself, jeepers, who is going to remember the Sacré Coeur? And then I said, that's what this institution is all about. And so I really say thank you so much, because I know we love the Bruins and we love the Patriots and the professional sports, but what you guys are preserving here is the essence of sport, and so we all thank you so much. And it was the essence of sport and the essence of the sport of hockey, which were key lessons I learned from Wayne Pecknold. When I came to the Eastern Olympics in the fall of 1968, I came up there from the Harvard JVs, which is not exactly a feeder program for anything. I loved hockey. I was thrilled to be playing in Concord, which the Eastern Olympics I thought were a natural extension of the Sacré Coeur and all the other great teams that represented Concord. But I didn't know anything about hockey. And Wayne Pecknold took me under his wing. He was the man up there. He was the captain. And I mean, there was no doubt about it that he was the captain. I don't know whether I can mention this name in here if there are any UNH people, but Jack Parker, the former longtime coach of BU hockey, is a friend of ours, and he lives in our neighborhood. And He was in our kitchen a few weeks ago, and I said, you know, I've got a great honor. I'm going up to New Hampshire, and I'm going to be able to speak on behalf of Wayne Pecknold, one of my former teammates at Concord Eastern Olympics. And I'd forgotten that Jack Parker was a referee in the New England League. He said, I remember that guy. Boy, was he a pain in the butt. He wore the C, you know, says Jack to me. And he thought that always meant he could yap, yap, yap at me. He was always in my face. And if you remember, I said, yeah, I know, Jack, he was the captain. And he wore a mouth guard, remember? Yeah, Jack, he did. He was one of the few that wore a mouth guard. And whenever he really got going and he wanted to talk to me, he took that mouth guard out and yapped at me. Finally, I'd taken enough of it. And so he came up to me one game and he said, Jack, I want to talk to you. And Jack Parker said, okay, Wayne, but if you take out that mouth guard, I'm giving you a misconduct. And then Jack sat back and said, you know, he thought he was smarter than everybody. To which I said, you know, Jack, I do think he might have been smarter than everybody. MIT professor. And I laughed myself because those same qualities that irritated Jack Parker so much on the other side of the coin as a captain and a teammate were just the things that made him such a great teammate. So, you know, how many times did he step into the middle when I was getting into a pushing and shoving match with Pref or with Ronnie Dubriel, two guys that are members of this Hall of Fame, saving me before I got killed? Or Rolly Levine stepping inside, although that night in Berlin, even Wayne couldn't save me from getting almost killed. But it was the hockey lessons. There's so many games we played together, so many practices, so many rides to the game, so many rides back. Because I think Wayne Pecknold was a little bit before his time as a hockey player. You know, the lesson, take your time with a puck, hang on to the puck. You know, you got a little bit more time than you think you do. Don't just fire it away, slow down the play. Go to open ice, he says to me, it was just full speed ahead. Don't just stay on the rails by the wall. Look, here's a defenseman, there's the open ice. Go to it. That's where the puck's gonna be. And over time, I started to learn something about the beauty of hockey from Wayne Pecknold. And not also some more deeper hockey skills, like taking responsibility. If Wayne Pecknold had the puck, you did not want to be in the wrong place when he was looking to get it out of the zone. You better get there and be there for him and for your team. And look, Red Meacham, you are a winger. Go into the corner and come out with a puck. And I think those are life lessons as well. I mean, I know myself, when I'm at work or whatever, and figuratively speaking, it's a day when the puck is just clanging off your stick, or the passing lanes aren't there, I can just say to myself, okay, take a deep breath, go into the corner, and come out with a puck. And every time I said that to myself over these many years, I've said, thank you, Wayne Pecknold. Most important to my mind, though, he made us, the Concord Eastern Olympics, a real team with our shared purpose, all our roles respected. You know, you can't have 9 forwards that all want to play on the power play. And that's one great thing about a team. We had great players on the Eastern Olympics. We had a ton of meaningful games. We had more than worthy opponents over the course of the years, and we worked like heck on the ice. But more than that, we had so much fun. Yes, we had a lot of fun off the ice, and those stories will remain untold. But thanks to Wayne in creating our team, we had fun on the ice. And when I think about that period, and when I hear Red Gendron talking about the village, and now all those worthy opponents were all brothers, then I really think Wayne Gretzky did not have more fun playing hockey than we did. And that's the tradition that you guys are upholding here in the Hall of Fame, and that's what Wayne Pecknold instilled into our team and into me. And that's what I mean by the essence of sport. So I want to say, you know, it's like, I know a lot of people in this room have played on a team, and the bonding that you have on the team, even if it's a short time, a high school team of 3 or 4 years, those bonds never leave you, even though decades go by. And so I've found myself over the years talking to Wayne Pecknold a lot in my own mind, even though I didn't see him for years and years. And I always was saying to myself, you know, well, when I see Wayne Pecknold next, I'm going to say this or that to him. And so when his passing, so sad, so tragic. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. My dear friend, great mentor, great player, but friend, mentor, and teammate more than that. Thank you, Wayne Pecknold.